Something kind of disappointing happened during the live stream on Saturday night. I had been looking forward to it quite a lot because the first few that I've done have gone really well. As you know, my oldest daughter, Chloe, has been my longtime collaborator on this show. Even when you don't see her, she does quite a lot behind the scenes. And it's been so special and fun for us to have this thing that we do together, especially as she's gotten older and she naturally wants to spend more time with her friends and doing her own things. So this has remained a wonderful piece of like mom and daughter time. And I hope that even as she grows up, this will be something that she can look back on fondly. So we were online and a troll jumped in the comments and rated my appearance and my daughter's appearance.
Mummy,
Yes.
got rated out of 10.
Oh, well, that's weird.
My daughter noticed the comment when she monitored the chat, which is usually full of friendly, insightful, and kind comments. And this person had decided to rate me as a 6 and my daughter as a 10. The first one I don't mind so much because I also have no interest in ever having anything to do with this person. So at least we're in agreement that we don't like each other. But right here in this moment, this is me realizing that my 11-year-old daughter has just been harassed for the first time online for the whole world to see. I also had the gut-wrenching realization that I was also 11 the first time I was harassed. I was walking past a construction site and some grown men whistled at me.
Okay. Okay.
My daughter didn't realize what had happened in the moment, and I didn't want to ruin the evening for everyone, so I just tried to brush it aside as quickly as possible and thought, okay, I'll deal with this afterwards. But I was incredibly flustered, and I hope this didn't ruin my reading of the story that I shared with all of you, because inside I was like,
I'm smiling, but I am very furious.
When the live stream was over, I removed the comment, reported the user, and that's all I can really do. But I also realized that this was officially the moment where this show has grown to the point where I can no longer trust that the people who come here are going to be part of a small, kind, close-knit community of book nerds that I've cultivated over the last few years, and I now just need to be a lot more careful when I do anything involving my kids. There is nothing anyone on the internet can say that can hurt my feelings. I'm just too old for that, and I've had too many experiences, so I know when someone comes in and they feel like they need to just drag someone down that they don't even really know, they're not actually mad at me. There's something going on in their life where they're very unhappy, or they feel like, you know, if I drag someone else down, then I'll be higher. It's pretty pathetic, actually. And so if anything, these people deserve my pity or compassion rather than my contempt, because like whatever would lead someone to behave this way, like it's pretty sorry behavior. So yeah, I have warthog thick skin. Nothing can bother me. However, I draw an extremely firm line when it comes to my children. It's not really going to be a good idea for her to see live comments as they come in anymore. She had been helping a bit behind the scenes during live streams, but I can now see that that was a mistake and I shouldn't have done that, because trolls can and will jump in and can and will do their things before they slink back to whatever basement they live in. I know that some parents choose to keep their kids entirely offline to protect them from the sort of thing that happened on Saturday night, and it wasn't the worst thing, but it was definitely disappointing. I've tried to forge a middle ground. My kids aren't super online, and when they are online, I try to do it in a way that will never bring them embarrassment or be a liability to them in the future. And I feel like having intelligent conversations about books is really not something that could hurt my kids in the future. So maybe they'll think it's cringy when they're teenagers, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I know some of you are going to think, what did you expect? Why did you have your daughter online in the first place? Maybe that's a fair argument. I don't know. But then I also feel like we've gotten so much fun out of this, and the vast majority of you, in fact, all of you except this troll, have been so kind and respectful and appropriate toward my daughter. So I don't want to lose faith in the overwhelming majority of you who have supported the show and been very kind and respectful toward my daughter and her contributions. I talked about this with my husband and my daughter, and what we've decided as a family is that for now, Chloe is not going to be appearing on live streams, although I will still have her be on pre-recorded things. I don't want to take that away from her. She has so many fun ideas for this year, and I think that her knowledge and understanding is just flourishing right now, and I don't want to stifle that. So we'll go ahead and make the videos of the things that she wants to talk about, and then that way all the contents will come through me. And if some jerk decides to leave something nasty, I can deal with it in whatever way I see fit and then move on with my day. Because like I said, I have never lost one moment of sleep or even had a mildly bad afternoon because of a rude comment someone leaves. If your hobby is leaving nasty comments on YouTube, I personally think that's a very odd hobby, but whatever. As long as you're not breaking the law, I can moderate what you say out of our queue here. Yeah. If you are also a parent who is having to deal with issues of having your child online, I would love to know how you make choices. Like, I'm obviously not the type, I'm never going to support the idea that your kid should just have unfettered access to the internet and just be able to talk to whoever they want. I think that's a terrible idea. I think it's a recipe for poor mental health as well as just generally not being safe. But I also think that keeping children utterly and completely offline is going to leave them poorly prepared for when they finally do get access to this. So we have to find a way to where they understand that these are tools, these are dangerous tools, and they need to be handled properly. And I'm not always going to make perfect choices. You're not always going to make perfect choices, but maybe we can talk about them together and figure out the best path forward for our children and our families. Thanks for listening.